3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
Welcome to Mission Control, Peralta Design's podcast on all things branding and digital marketing. Since 2009, Peralta Design has launched hundreds of brands with award-winning identities and websites. Join our hosts Ramon and Jorge as they use decades of combined experience to tackle topics with past clients, industry partners, and the rest of the PD crew. At Peralta Design, we launch brands. But for now, let's launch right into this episode of Mission Control.
Hey everybody, this is Ramon Peralta, founder and creative director at Peralta Design, and welcome to our podcast, Mission Control. We're reporting here from the front lines. We're still dealing with this COVID-19 pandemic. Normally we would have our team here where I'd introduce Danny on the cameras and Steve on the soundboard. But we're still operating 100% remotely. This is week 4 of us dealing with the pandemic, and it has ineffectively shut down our economy. As you know, businesses are struggling. We're reaching, 6 million people on unemployment. They're expecting it to get worse. New York City is on the verge of apexing with the disease, and in Connecticut and in Florida now, both places where our offices are located, we're under a stay home, stay safe, shelter-in-place policy. Fortunately for us, Peralta Design, we're considered an essential business, so we're happy to report, that we had a record month of March business-wise, and we feel optimistic. We want to continue that feeling that we're going to get through this. What I wanted to talk about today is that we are going to get through this. We're going to sell our way through this, and we're going to service our way through this. What do I mean by that? By selling, it means we've got to focus on new business. And let me clarify. We had a record month for March, and we can invoice all the companies that we like, all the clients that we like. But there's right now in this climate, what we're seeing are people asking for deferments on payments or people asking for payment plans. And so as business owners, we've got to remain flexible. We've got to be compassionate. And we've got to be empathetic to what our fellow business owners and what our clients are going through, while at the same time being conscious that we are also trying to keep the lights on and also trying to make payroll every 2 weeks. So there are some programs that have come out that we encourage business owners to apply for at sba.gov/disaster. You can learn about the CARES Act and PPP, which everyone's scrambling to apply for. That just opened up on Friday, and that is the Paycheck Protection Plan. Essentially covers your business for 2.5 months of payroll expenses, totally forgivable if you use those expenses. If you use those funds for those expenses, then you need to have some accurate reporting on that. So we encourage folks to do that. But what I mean by selling our way through this is we've got to focus on the opportunities that are out here, and there are many. Like I said, we had a tremendous month of business for March, and we continue on that track where literally our team can easily put 12, 14, 15, 16 hours a day with the volume, which is great news for us as a team of 8 that prided itself on being in the office, working every day full time, and now going on to our 4th week of being remote. Having morning staff meetings where we're all wearing our company gear is keeping us together in spirit. And then working together to close deals. As I say, we're going to sell our way through this crisis. We can't sit back and rely on our invoices being paid, because clients are contacting us and saying, "Hey, look, we had a client that just in a month of March lost over $150,000 in revenue based on a loss of revenue due to tournaments that they had to cancel. That was their main income generator. And so we're midstream through a project with them. And now that's going to get deferred. It's not pencils down, but we're going to extend the production schedule a bit to see if we can catch up to when they are generating revenue again. But that's something that we're seeing often coming through. And also just keep in mind, people are on edge. There's so much that we've given up, collectively, that's outside of our control. Right, so we don't know how long this is going to last. We don't know if they have a vaccine. We don't know if you don't even know if you have it. So they're telling you to stay on lockdown. So there's so much uncertainty that we're dealing with on a daily basis that people are one element or one act or one event away from losing it. We send invoices out at the end of the month or the beginning of the month, depending on how you want to look at it. And so we send out all our March invoices right at the beginning of April. And of course, we got one client of ours, we've known her for a while. She sent us back, she was very irate and kind of flying off the handle. And I looked at the time. It was on a Saturday that she replied. It was at night. I realized how much is going on. And I advise my team, do not reply. Just let it sit. This is uncharacteristic of her. Let's just wait this out. And I waited it out a day, and I replied to her, and I said, and I didn't address her reaction to us. I simply said that we'll figure it out. If you need to make a plan, let me know. But rest assured, we'll figure something out. And of course, the following day, that Monday, she replied back with an apology and said, that she should have just waited a day. People are on edge. So as business owners, as entrepreneurs, be patient with people. They are going through a lot. There's death and despair all around us. People I know are starting to lose loved ones, family members. It's starting to get closer and closer to home for many of us, especially, as those that live near the New York metro area, tri-state area. It's going to continue to make an impact on us emotionally. If you're leading teams, do an emotional wellness check as part of your staff meeting. Check in with your folks. That's what we're doing. Seeing how everybody's doing emotionally. How are those anxiety levels being managed? What is the silver lining? Is it taking a walk with your loved ones now that you're home during the day, going out for lunch, to take a walk, practicing social distancing, of course? Or is it just expressing gratitude on a daily basis for having health, for having a roof, for having food? The bare necessities oftentimes can be part of our gratitude list. During this time, just be extra patient with others. Be compassionate. Not only are we going to sell our way through this by looking for new opportunities and negotiating more. I'm seeing clients come to us. Now we've been closing deals. Yesterday we closed 3 deals. So deals are here to be closed. I mean, there's business to be had, but you've got to have tact, sensitivity, compassion, patience. Work with your clients a little bit more than normal. If you have to, break your projects up into phases so that they're more digestible, so that they don't go so far forward out into the future, but they're more tangible. So we took a project yesterday that we ended up breaking it up into 2 phases, and we basically essentially said, just pay us for phase 1, and then phase 2 we'll deal with that when we get to it. So that made it easier for the client to come to terms with us, and we were able to close the deal. So keep in mind that we're going to sell our way through this. Focus on new business. Don't count on the receivables like you would. I think receivables are going to take much longer, but stay optimistic and continue to seek opportunities and ways to help. And that leads me into this next part, which is we're going to service our way through this. Continue to make your business or your brand a beacon of hope in a time of despair. Be that light, be that source of information. Mentor somebody, give somebody a positive uplift. I know we all need it ourselves, and you should have mentors that check on you And as a side note, pay attention to who's checking up on you. And as a further side note, take this time to check in on your clients, not to sell them something, but to see how they're doing and how their families are doing, and give them a glimpse of what you're doing. Let your humanity show through your brand a bit. We're all human. We're all emotional. I can cry at the drop of a hat right now with the amount of despair that's all around us and uncertainty. But I'm embracing that. I'm going through it. I'm also expressing joy. I've also been playing more music. I'm also been, just dancing around the house and feeling happy. So there's this emotional roller coaster we're all on. And in between all of this, we're trying to keep our businesses running and keep things going. So we're going to service our way. And what I mean, again, is set up a page on your website where you're offering free information. Create more content where you're helping people. Get on people's shows where you can do some interviews and talk about your business and talk about how you're helping others. Engage more in networking groups. Pretty much all networking groups. Our favorite, of course, is we're biased with Networking and Diners because they're a PD Power partner and they're a client. But Networking and Diners has gone to Zoom, and we look forward to those meetings. It's very important to connect with your business peers and do an emotional wellness check with them, and also challenge each other to see how things are going, and how can you be of service to each other during this time. Again, be compassionate with your clients. The clients that reach out to us, they say, hey, we're going to need some more time to pay this off. What can we do? Or we're going to need to break this up into phases. This project is it's better that you cut up a project into phases than you kill the entire project. That's obvious. So try to come up with creative ways. And many of these things should have been things you were employing all along. But now it's like we're going to have to do them with a bit more frequency. We're going to have to be more patient, be more flexible. Your negotiation skills are really going to have to shine because people are going to be more inclined to put things off or to wait or to hesitate. And the reality is now is the time to do the opposite. You don't want to shrink. You want to expand. You want to be on the radar, be on LinkedIn, be on Facebook, be on Instagram. Get your brand out there, put out tips, put out facts, put out tutorials, share your knowledge with people, give away free consultations. If you're in any type of service business, you should have a calendar booking system on your website where people can book time with you automatically. There's plenty of AI that does it. We can help do it. But get something into your website where folks can book time with you via Zoom. To pick your brain. People say, I want to charge people to pick my brain. Well, this is a time where you don't charge people because people are in crisis mode, and people are going to remember the brands that were helpful during this time. How your brand behaves during a time of crisis will define your brand for a very long time. Again, we're going to get through this together. But we're going to have to sell our way through this, and we're going to have to service our way through this. Don't focus or count on accounts receivables during this time because people are waiting to get their stimulus checks and their PPP, and they're going to have to make the decision of whether they pay their payroll or they pay their vendors. And if you're a vendor, sorry, they're going to pick payroll. So you're going to have to focus on new business and new opportunity, new partnerships, new ventures. And you're going to have to sharpen your negotiation skills because deals are to be made now, but you're going to have to toe the line between the people that are trying to exploit that and the people that are sincerely asking for help. And you want to work with the people that are sincerely asking for help. If I in any way feel like you're trying to take advantage of the crisis, I don't want to do business with you because you're showing your teeth. But if you're sincerely telling me, look, I've lost this much revenue, I want to do this, or I need this in order to get here, can you help me do that to get me here? Maybe you create some new revenue share models in order to get compensation that way, if you believe in the product, you're going to have to get creative. Also, remember, people are on edge, so be compassionate, be patient, be flexible, and be kind during this time. So I really appreciate you listening. We're going through a tough patch, but this is what we as Americans has always defined us. We get through these hard patches. We get stronger. We get more creative. We're very resilient. At the sake of being political, listen to Governor Cuomo's messages. They're always very positive, and he sticks to the facts. Do that. Stay informed. Continue to push forward with your business. There are plenty of free resources out there. One of the ones that I want to shout out, just did an interview yesterday with Sonia Farrell, habits4success.org. That's habits4 with the number 4, success.org. There's going to be plenty of free resources there for you to sign up on. She's interviewing a ton of influencers and a ton of experts in entrepreneurship and how to reinvent yourself. So I would encourage you to listen to that. And visit our peraltadesign.com/COVID-19 page, where we have a lot of free resources there. We're going to continue to put tutorials up and webinars. And of course, you can book time with any of our team members to talk about your branding needs or your digital marketing or web needs or video. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to help you. We want you to stay positive. We want you to remember that we will get through this, and we're going to sell our way through this, and we're going to service our way through this. This is Ramon Peralta with Peralta Design, and we launch brands. Thank you for listening to Mission Control.
Thank you for taking this journey with us. To learn more about Peralta Design and our work, go to www.peraltadesign.com and subscribe to keep up with the crew.